Welcome to Grand River Living. I'm your host, Natasha McKenty. Les Mis is one of Broadway's biggest and most successful productions, and it is Drayton Entertainment's flagship production for 2014. Today we are taking you backstage, and we'll be taking a look at some of my favorite segments from the previous season. Coming up, Andrew is dining at Versus Fine Dining, and Vanessa is backstage with the Bare Naked Ladies. So I'm here with Anwen Musical, who plays Cosette in Les Mis. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
My pleasure.
So let's give everyone sort of a little refresher on what Les Mis is about and who your character is.
Les Mis is an epic story that is about, it's particularly about one character, Jean Valjean, and about the struggles and the unrequited love stories and just the basic nature of the human spirit and how it can be crushed, how it can be raised. And most of the characters, unfortunately, in this story are, they're tragic and they don't have happy endings. My character is actually the opposite, and it's one of the only ones who has a true love story. She's kind of the vessel of hope in this piece of tragedy.
So this cast is amazing, and it's a big cast. Right?
It's an incredible cast.
Yeah,
it's
very talented, and might I say, lots of eye candy, I'm thinking.
Well,
yeah, very good-looking cast.
It's not too hard on the eyes.
Yes.
It's really not.
So that's a great reason right there to come out and
Exactly.
enjoy the scenery.
Come see the eye candy is what Les Mis is
about. There's some dying and stuff too, but
it's minor. It's minor. It's about all the beautiful men and women.
And ladies.
And
yes,
ladies,
yes.
yeah. The lovely ladies at that,
yes.
right?
And a beautiful story.
Absolutely.
Right. So it runs here at the Dunfield until August the 2nd.
Yep.
And then it's moving on to Grand Bend.
Yes.
Yeah. And is it the entire cast and crew? Everybody's going over to Grand Bend?
Everybody's going over there,
wow.
which is really exciting. And we'll get to kind of end out the summer in a great new theater, great new experience, and it's fantastic to be able to have everybody come with us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You must use this precious silver to become an honest man.
Yeah, so if there's one show that you see all summer, this has got to be it.
It's a wonderful show. We have David Rogers as Jean Valjean, who's incredible, especially as a young man. He's, for me, a great role model. He's done Phantom, he's done Cats in Toronto.
Yes.
He's done a lot of shows. So Jamie Armstrong as well is playing Fantine,
right.
who's done many shows here.
We spoke to her at Legally Blonde, actually.
And Mary Poppins last year opened the Dunfield Theatre here. So a great cast of people from across Canada. So.
Amazing cast. Yeah. What would your advice be to someone who is looking to get into theatre?
Follow your dreams for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that's very difficult, but it's something that I got into late. I was very big into sports. I always sang. My mom was a music teacher.
Yeah.
But just keep working on your craft at a young age. Something I always wish I did dance lessons at a young age, because singing was something that came to me naturally.
Right.
And so dancing is something that I wish I could do. Music theater, schools, and things like that.
Yeah.
It's singing, dancing, acting. So you got
to
to make sure.
I have young kids, so I'm
there you
going
go.
to go push them into all those things.
You're going to be singing
whether
too.
they like it or not.
You're going to be singing too. Remember tonight? You're in.
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Let's scare everyone. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
It's hard enough I've lost my pride. You let your foreman send me away. Yes, you were there and turned aside.
After the break, Andrew will be taking us to the almighty kitchen of Versus, a former church turned fine dining experience on Victoria Street. Let's join Andrew for the immaculately restored church turned fine dining restaurant, Versus.
Well, it's hard to believe that they've been here for 10 years, but Versus Restaurant on Victoria Street in Kitchener has certainly made its mark in this dining community. And recently they've just won this CAA AAA 4-Diamond Award. There aren't many restaurants in southwestern Ontario that gets one of these. You come to this restaurant, you'll find great food, you'll find wonderful service, and you'll find an atmosphere and an environment that's second to none. Now, I'm expecting that with the new season coming up, that you're pretty excited about what's looking ahead as the weather does get warmer. Tell us a little bit about what you're really excited about here at the restaurant.
Well, we're excited about creating a new menu that will be starting the 12th of April, as long as the chef has his stuff together. So we're pretty excited about that. It's always a torture and excitement at the same time to create a new menu.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What do you think? What do you think it is about the setting here? Obviously, people remark that this restaurant has excellent service. It's got some great food, but there's really an ambiance here that really works too. Just sort of give us a little bit of an idea of how you see it fitting into what the whole experience is at Versus.
Well, I personally think that this is a beautiful restaurant. It's got an ambiance like no other. It's no matter how full it is, it's still a nice, quiet evening. It's very romantic, beautiful lights coming through the stained glass, nice candles. It's just a beautiful restaurant for sure.
And you've obviously been, I guess, awarded for that excellence in setting and in ambience and the service and the food. Tell us about those awards. They're kind of special in this region. There aren't many restaurants that get that kind of recognition. Absolutely.
We've been awarded the CAA AAA 4-Diamond Award for 6 years now. So it's a very prestigious award. As you said, there's nobody else in this region that has 4 diamonds. Of course, Langland has 5. We're striving for 5.
Good for you. Tell us a little bit about the background to some of the materials that we'll find in the restaurant. I mean, we've preserved a lot of the original church. Tell us what kind of church it was and what are some of the elements that you've retained here and actually highlight as part of the great setting.
Well, it used to be the New Apostolic Church, which was founded by the Krause family from Krause Carpets, built in 1946. When we bought the church, the pews were all here, and we did try to sell them, but they were 15 feet long, so we had a hard time. So we asked the contractors that built the interior of the restaurant to preserve it and use it for things like our harvest tables. So the lights are original, all the beautiful stained glass is obviously original. We did the floors here, so we tried to keep as much original as we could. It's a very traditional wood building, and I'm a very contemporary girl, so we've tried to have some contemporary elements as well.
Well, welcome back to the Versus Kitchen. We're with our good friend, executive chef, part owner here too, with Debbie McFadden of the great restaurant Versus in Kitchener on Victoria Street. Brett Shantz, welcome back to the show. It's been a few years since you've been here, and it's really great to have you back. There's always something unique happening at the restaurant. It's constantly evolving. They get new ideas, they get new products, and we're working with a local lamb supplier, a farmer by the name of Charles Quality Meats, the 3 brothers, and even the dad is still around. He's checking in on them every once in a while. Tell us about this product, what you like about it, what you're choosing to do with it.
I wanted to go local, and I wanted to do Ontario lamb, and these guys are doing a great job. 35 years now.
They are, aren't they? Yeah.
The meat, I mean, the main reason, my first reason for buying something is quality. It's good quality meat. The texture and the taste on this meat is incredible. I could be using just about any belly and rib, but the rack is an amazing piece of meat.
I think the Charles guys, they really specialize in lamb, don't they? That's like one of their best best proteins.
Organically raised, and they have a special secret recipe, I'm told, on what it is they do in the feed. I can't divulge that, but it's very consistent, good quality, really nice texture.
And you're going to actually do, I guess, if you want to cliche it down a bit, to sort of lamb 3 ways on this dish.
Exactly.
And I've been lucky enough to have this dish at the restaurant. It's excellent, and I recommend you give it a try. So how do you put it together?
Although it's coming off soon.
Oh no, it's coming off soon. So get here quick. How do you put it together?
Okay, the first thing we have to do with the rib is just to remove this fell part here. So I just kind of cut in there. And with the cloth, just kind of pull that fell right off. And that is no good. We'll get rid of that. This takes us to our marination stage. And so on the rib, I'm just using bay leaf, peppercorns, a little sprig of thyme, and some olive oil.
Pretty simple flavors.
That's it. We don't do any seasoning until it's time to put it back in the oven. We just massage that around. And then this, I'll obviously use quite a few more. We'll just sit in the fridge overnight. And that's that. And the next one is the belly.
Meat number one. Lamb
This
number one.
Is pretty much ready to go. Sometimes there's a fell on it, and I'll have to remove the fell as well if it's on there, but this one's ready to go right now. So I have a little concoction of, for this one, cumin, coriander, black peppercorns all toasted, kosher salt, and a little bit of sugar. And we're just gonna sprinkle that around, and it gets the same bay leaf, thyme. And on this one, I'm just gonna use a clove of garlic, crush that a little bit, and we'll just rub that in as well.
Well, now, Brett, pray do tell, what have we got going on here? We've got some butcher's twine, I guess, anchored to the table leg. I've never seen this cooking technique before, but I'm really curious.
Usually with misbehaving staff, I'll take this and wrap it around.
These people over here.
No, this is actually, if I'm doing a large quantity of lamb, this makes the cleaning of the bones a lot easier. You just do the stringing. It's a little messy, so I kind of clear an area and make sure there's nobody around.
All right,
They all know to
I'll
stay
step
away.
back at the right moment then.
Exactly, and I have to be huge dramatic with my backswing in order to make it work properly.
I'm just looking for some kind of towel to cover up here.
So the lamb, the rack, which is, I don't really have to do anything with this. It looks after itself, other than cleaning it. Again, take off this fatty fell part. People don't like all of that fat. So I'll just kind of cut into the bones. Just give them a little bit of a start. And now comes the stringing part. Twist up. I've got 4 wraps on this. Twist it up, and I need a little bit of support. Wrap the string around here, and I just pull like that.
There we go.
Cleans it right off. That was a little awkward.
All right. There we go. Oh,
That's how we go
right
with
in the
drama.
pants. Yeah.
And it's nice. You can see how it's nice and clean all along there. So I'm going to do that with each one of these.
So Brett, we have the marinated portions. We're ready to take to the next step. Let's see how that goes together.
Okay. The lamb belly, I'll take and work with that first. This has been cooked in duck fat. You can use olive oil. Nice slow cooking. It's about 5 hours at 210 degrees. And all I have to do with this now is to remove a little bit of the silver skin that's not quite as nice and pleasant and tender as some of the rest of the fat on here. It doesn't break down as easily. So you just kind of clear off that.
Tease that away a bit. It's beautiful.
Okay, now the ribs is a little bit more work to them. Take them out. There's a little cartilage that runs the length all up along there and going into there. I have to remove a little bit of the fat on this side as well. Sorry, a little bit of the silver skin. So I'll just tease it off. I like that word.
Yeah. This is a fairly labor-intensive dish, isn't it? You've got a lot of.
Yeah, these.
Hence why it's coming off the menu.
Yeah. No. 6 months. That's it.
That's 6 months.
That's all
long
the
enough,
time I get.
Well, I'll introduce you to another chef here at Versus Restaurant in Kitchener. This is Chef Peter Horn. He has got himself armed with a very sharp blade right about there. It's got a mandolin. Brett, he's going to put together this part of the dish, which is like a layered vegetable dish.
Kind of our play on a moussaka.
Okay.
And it goes with lamb, but we're just doing a vegetable, almost a ratatouille style vegetable that's going inside of zucchini. We have eggplant, zucchini, sweet peppers, garlic, tomato, all the ingredients.
So this is the finished product.
This is the finished
and
product.
we need to see how to get there. So take it away, Chef Peter.
And Peter promises not to do anything
yes,
except
please.
slice the zucchini. That's it.
I'm going to stand back.
Okay.
This was worse than the string, that mandolin blade. It smells wonderful.
Yeah.
I would eat it just like that.
Oh yeah, it's very nice. Yeah.
Big chunk of bread. Okay. Glass of white wine. Beautiful.
Okay.
So as we see, we've got the, I guess, the holy trinity of the breading station, which is the flour, egg, and these are, Peter?
Panko.
Well, Brett,
Panko.
All right. So very simple. Tell us what we've got there and how it gets to the finished product. Chef
Cauliflower
Brett.
croquettes. So what we do is, what Peter does is takes the cauliflower and roasts it. You can see there's a little bit of dark spots in there, so he gets nice caramelization on the cauliflower, nice more depth of flavor in there. Makes a mornay sauce or bechamel with cheese added to it. Pours that over the cauliflower, lets that set, and then forms this into a mold. And then from here, I let Peter take over because he's going to get his hands messy, and I don't want to do that. So
He's
we go through the
armed and
breading
ready with
station.
gloves now.
Peter will show us how it goes down.
And this goes with the...
This we rest the rack of lamb on,
right.
so it just kind of goes to the back corner. You'll see that. It's it's a nice.
This is a straight up all-purpose flour?
Yes.
No seasoning to it?
straight up farm eggs.
Tell us a little bit about the panko crumbs. They are obviously a bigger
Japanese style crumb,
consistency.
a little crispier than just regular breadcrumbs. That's the end of the breading station there.
Well, this is a very exciting dish. 3 parts lamb, different ways, and it's time to cook. Brett, what do we do first?
Okay, it's all the major work's been done on the mise en place, and it's fairly straightforward at this point now. We're just reheating when the order comes in. I'm going to individually season everything. So a little bit of kosher salt and a little bit of crushed black pepper. Now, the lamb rack is the one that requires the most cooking time. These other ones are just a matter of heating up. So we typically cook it the medium rare. If the customer wants it well done, we'll do that. If they want it rare, we'll do that as well. And we'll just put it right down in the pan. Give it a couple of minutes there to caramelize on the one side. I'll give it a quick turn over and let it finish in the oven. You see I've got a little bit of color on that side. I'll get a better color on the other side when I put it in the oven and let it finish in there. So the rack's ready to go now. I've got a pan that's preheated. I'm just going to put a little bit of canola oil in. You want to get a nice crispy outside edge on the lamb rack as well. You've got some nice fat in here. You want to caramelize that a little bit and then let that.
And those bones are so nice and clean.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just coloring it and then it goes in the oven as well.
I'm calling it 4 sides to it, so I'm going to sear the outsides all the way around. It doesn't take long on those parts there. My pan wasn't quite hot enough. I want to get a little bit darker color on the back and the fat there.
Well, all the cooking is done, and the only thing remaining is the plating. Obviously, it's very important at restaurants, and especially a restaurant like Versus. So Chef Peter and Brett are going to put together our duck 3 ways using Charles Quality Meats.
Okay, so Peter's taking the lentil salad. He's going to put that down first. That's a good amount there. Our faux moussaka goes down in the center of the plate. Nice and hot, piping hot on the inside, and then the croquette we set up on the other side. And I'll bring the rib, which I've just applied a little bit of our mint pesto to, and the belly, which has now been crispened up on both sides. I'm going to set that on top of the moussaka. And the last thing you want to put on the plate, because our plates are done at the pass and we have a heat lamp there, so everything's very hot, the plates themselves. You put the sauce on right at the end so it doesn't get all sticky and tacky. Just a nice little amount of sauce that's going to go with the rack. Rack after resting for about 3 to 5 minutes, just to allow everything to tighten up and set. And we can just pop open the rack and present that nicely. Leaning it right up against the croquette. That's our finished plate. Lamb 3 different ways. Vegetables 3 different ways. We're good.
Well, I hope our segment here today at Versus has given you an idea of all the detail and technique that goes into making a great lamb dish like we saw here at Versus. Just to let you know, March means Winterlicious, and there's still 1 more week left of great deals here. Come and enjoy the restaurant, Versus Restaurant on Victoria Street in Kitchener.
Stay tuned. Vanessa will have one of my favorite interviews from the previous season, backstage with the Bare Naked Ladies at the Center in the Square. Now let's join Vanessa backstage with the Bare Naked Ladies.
We're here with the Bare Naked Ladies at Center in the Square, listening to all their greatest hits and, of course, releases from their latest album, Grinning Street.
It's the perfect time of year, somewhere far away from here.
How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Yeah, nice to be back in K-Town.
Now, you guys just recently released an album, Grinning Streak, which obviously has been very successful and received great compliments from critics. It debuted number 10, is that right, on the Billboard Top 200, which is awesome. Now, did you expect this kind of response and success of this album?
We felt good about the record as soon as we'd made it and while we were making it, and our fans seemed to really enjoy it, and it all just boded well for our tour, you know, because we had a great time.
Excellent. Now, I know I've grown up listening to your music along with so many people. You guys have been together for about 25 years now, is that right?
Yeah, we just got separated.
Conjoined twins, I believe, is the term.
So Odds Are is one of the tracks on the latest CD, and I love that song. It's awesome. I think
Thanks.
the actual video for it is pretty funny. So what inspired that song?
I wrote it with a friend, Kevin Griffin, and we were just kind of joking around about how people focus on bad things happening, things like shark attacks and getting hit by lightning, and they're actually, extremely rare. Mm-hmm. Sharks kill 6 to 8 people annually, and people worry about sharks when they go in the ocean. We kill 11,400 sharks per hour. So it's sharks that should be afraid of us, not the other way around. So we were just, we were looking up statistics and trying to find funny things, and then we actually tried to find what are your chances of falling in love. So everybody knows statistics about bad things happening. So we tried to find the chances of falling in love with somebody. It was a lot harder to research, and in the end we just made up a number.
Well, we all believed it, so.
Yeah, it's 23 or 4 to 1.
Okay, awesome. Now, you guys are touring around Canada now. How does that feel, being Canadian? Like, is there a big difference in, say, touring the US versus in Canada?
It feels cold.
Yeah, it's a little colder.
The people or the weather?
Oh no, the people are great. The weather is extremely cold. My favorite spots are all around here. I like the Heidelbergs and the Linwoods, the Hawksvilles, the Ayers.
Awesome.
The Roxeters, the St. Jacobs. So I'm totally in the right part of the world right now.
Well, you guys are pretty much Canadian rock royalty. I mean,
You said it.
You are. So, considering how successful you guys have been over the past 25 years and, the success you have under your belts, what should we expect from Bare Naked Ladies in the next decade?
Well, I'm having more fun than I've had in over 10 years. I think we're doing amazing shows. We're writing great material. So, I think you're going to see lots more touring and lots more records from us. We love what we do, and we're really lucky to still be doing it. So
awesome.
We're going to keep doing it.
Well, we love your latest album.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
Thanks,
Have a great show. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Better chance you're gonna buy it at the mall. But it's a 23 or 4 to 1 that you can fall in love by the end of this song. So get up, no, I'm never gonna let up, so you might as well sing along. The odds are that we will probably be alright. Odds are we gonna be alright. Odds are we gonna be alright tonight.
If you didn't get the opportunity to catch Bare Naked Ladies live at Center in the Square, check out their latest album, Grinning Streak. Odds are you're gonna love it.
Tonight, the odds are that we will probably be
Stay tuned. We'll have more Grand River Living after the break. Well, we've come to the end of our show. Thanks so much for taking a look back at some of my favorite segments. If you have any questions about the show, contact our viewer response line or check us out on the web at rogerstv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Grand River Living.